You know what I'm concerned about? I'm concerned about people in the media trying to manufacture division all the time. I'm concerned when people in the media, with all due respect, I'm concerned when people in the media take some jabroni that nobody cares about and will try to elevate them and make them some type of celebrity. That is wrong. And so I think what you've seen in the state of Florida is this is a state where everybody can succeed.
Hi, this is Alonzo Bodden with another Rebel HQ TYT video, and it seems Ron DeSantis is mad at some jabroni. When asked about denouncing hate speech because a Confederate flag flew over the Jacksonville Jaguars football stadium, of course Ron didn't say anything negative about the flag, didn't say anything negative about the Confederates. No, it's the media's fault. That's right, the media is trying to make some jabroni a celebrity and trying to make something out of nothing. Well, guess what, Ron? It's not exactly nothing. You know why? Because Confederate flags don't fly over any other football stadiums, just yours. See, Ron, that's hate speech. Now, I know you and Tucker Carlson say that hate speech doesn't exist, but it actually does, Ron. And the Confederate flag is a symbol of white hatred and racism. And yeah, so they might ask you a question or two about it. Perhaps you should answer.
Free big! Free big! Free big! Free big! Free big! Free big! Free Joe Big! Woo!
You see, Ron, the Confederacy was really big on slavery and white supremacy, much like many of your followers. And they wanted to bring down the federal government, you know, like your friends did on January 6th. So you could see where a question from the press might come up in conversation. As a matter of fact, Ron, some jabroni tried to send a bunch of wait, that wasn't some jabroni, that was you, who sent a bunch of immigrants out of the state, flew them to Texas, and then from Texas up north. That would be kind of divisive, Ron. See, you're picking on immigrants, people who maybe look different than you or speak differently than you. That would be divisive. See, that's not the media, Ron. That's you. Are you the jabroni that we're talking about here? Do you have a cousin named Jabroni? Who exactly is this jabroni? Wait a minute. Am I asking questions? Oh, then I must be the problem, right? Not the action, not the hatred you support. No, the people who question your motives and your feelings and your reaction to hate. Now, Ron, I know a lot of your followers say, no, no, no. That flag is not a symbol of hatred. That flag is a symbol of our proud Southern heritage. Yes, your proud Southern heritage of racism. That's what the Southern heritage is, Ron. Listen, I know what this is, and you know what this is. This is called deflection. This is when the press asks you a question about hate speech or some horrible thing you support or some horrible thing you did, and rather than address it, you say that the problem is the media asking the question. Well, let me ask you this, Ron. Just suppose there was a flag that said Black Lives Matter or We Can't Stand White People or something like that that flew over a football stadium. Wouldn't you want the press to ask some questions about that? If the governor spoke, okay, the Rams play at SoFi Stadium, there's a big Black Lives Matter flag, that banner that flies over, suddenly Governor Newsom's on TV. Wouldn't you want the media to ask, what's that? No? Don't ask any questions? You want to keep it fair and balanced? Don't ask us and we won't ask you? Nah, somehow I doubt that, Ron. I think you'd want those questions asked. The deflection, it's not working here, Ron. You got to answer for your people's hate speech. You see, Ron, here's the problem, and I understand it. I understand it. You want to be president, so you don't want people to know about the real Florida, about your followers. Now, you have to ignore the Confederate flag and blame the media, because that's like a dog whistle to all your followers, but then you also have to act like you didn't know anything about this and you don't support it at all, and the media is creating something out of nothing to maybe hopefully get some independent votes. The problem is, Ron, a lot of us have been to Florida and we know to deal with Florida. You try to advertise places like Orlando and Disney, although you did start a fight with them. Stupid move. You don't want to take on the mouse. And then you advertise Miami and Fort Lauderdale. But what about all that space in between, Ron? What about the real backwards ass, scary trailer park, Confederate flag flying Florida? Not to mention that north part, the Panhandle. You know what that's known as, Ron? That's known as Lower Alabama, and not for any good reason. So yeah, Ron, hate speech is real. Confederate flags flying over football stadiums doesn't happen anywhere else. This is a thing. These are your people. Answer to them, Ron. Answer the media's question. They're not out to get you. Your people. You got to get them to behave. Got to get them to behave. Tell them to only fly the flags in private. Like you've been doing for hundreds of years. Garbage ass. And don't insult Jabroni. Who knew Jabroni could fly a plane? I bet you didn't know that. Didn't know Jabroni was that smart, did you, Ron? Damn, Jabroni misbehaving again.